You're the founder of the Unstuck podcast.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean to you? What does it mean to get stuck?
Yeah, usually, and thank you again for having me. Being stuck is, in my experience, kind of covers 4 areas, right? It's your soul, your finances, your business, and really just your general direction in life. And so for me, I really found myself in paralysis by analysis, being stuck, right? What do I do? What's the next step? What's the right step, right? A lot of people have voices of others playing into that as well, parents, expectations. And so being stuck really just means not being able to fully live out your authentic self in the way you envision it. A lot of people get stuck because they're living lives that other folks have written for them. And usually that's our parents, right? Usually those are societal pressures. So on top of that, right, people remain stuck because they don't know where to start. And that's something that's super common on social media. We love to show the end result. We love to show once we've made it. It's really daunting to someone who's starting at the beginning, right? Or maybe they're at the beginning middle stages where things start to get really nuanced and right, money becomes a factor. So I really wanted to break down those walls, not only by providing my own time through my company with business and life coaching and TikTok strategy, but also just showcasing my own journey with Unstuck. I launched this 6 months ago, and man, not only from a revenue generating standpoint, but really just from a networking standpoint, it's changed my life. So that's a roundabout answer for you.
Yeah. And so one thing that I heard in there was like, when you're not able to be your authentic self. And like, I really resonate with that because I've had those periods in my life where it's like, I do feel like I'm stuck. And I think a lot of that comes from like, I'm doing something that I know I don't want to be doing. And now it's like, how do I get out of this? Right. It's like, I'm in this situation that I feel like this isn't me. Like this doesn't resonate with me, but like, I put myself in this situation, right? Whether it's, I have my back against the wall, or it's like you're stuck in a job, or you're stuck doing something that you don't like. And so I completely resonate with that, not being your authentic self. Like that's what kind of gets you stuck. Another thing I'll say too is, for me, I feel like I'm the most like stuck, you could call it, or like burnt out, or however we want to describe it, when I lack vision and I lack clarity. So I feel like I'm at this point where like I'm just doing something just to do it, or like I'm in this job like just because, or I'm building this thing just because, but I don't really know what direction I'm going towards, or I don't have like that clear picture. So for me, that's always been the key to getting unstuck, is like, what do I really want to do, right? What is like my authentic self telling me to do? I'm curious for you, what are some of those methods that you teach to kind of like get out of those ruts?
Yeah. And, to your first question, I want to give a more succinct answer and also answer your second question. It really comes down to 2 things. And you mentioned it already, right? I'm stuck because I've put myself in the situation, right? That's already you kind of putting some blame to yourself. If your friend came to you today and said, hey, Mike, I'm stuck, right? You wouldn't say that to him, right? You would maybe start listening. You'd show him grace. And so first and foremost, what I teach folks is show yourself grace. Like, we're in the middle of space, spinning in infinite universes. Like, show yourself a little bit of grace. It's okay to feel stuck. Feeling stuck is a human condition. It's something that I still feel. It's something I'm sure you still feel, right? And to your point, the key is learning how to get out of it. So the first thing I always teach is show yourself grace, right? No one on earth is perfect, and it's all part of the journey, right? Exploring. That's the second piece. And that is probably the closest I found, the closest I've come to finding a cure to being stuck is people lack exploration. They're not allowing themselves to explore outside of their 9 to 5 or outside of the condition, right, that they may be in. And so usually what it comes down to is a lack of exploration. When I meet with clients for the first time, usually that first meeting opens up a plethora of items they need to explore about themselves and explore about those opportunities. So those kind of 2 things, showing yourself grace and also exploring, those are the best ways to get unstuck.